Ciao a tutti, welcome to this new video of the Suzuki Swift GTI vlog. Since it's a cool day and I have a few days of work ahead of me, so I decided to tackle something on the Swift. So, what are we doing in this video? We try to solve one of the issue, not the issue, the weak point of this car. If you drive a car from the 90s like this one, you know for sure that yes, they go kinda fast and they give you a lot of emotion while driving, but they don't stop that well. So yeah, we need to do something to get a better stopping power, so I don't risk my life every time I put my feet on the brake, basically. So, what do you do to improve your braking? Well, there are a few ways out there to do it. I'd say there are like three routes to follow to get something better out of it. And the first one, the cheaper one, it is probably the better bang for bucks, is to basically find a good set of racing pads, discs, braided lines and liquid flush, and you're good to go. This is usually the easiest, the fastest way to get a little better braking performance, but for this car it's hard to find those kind of parts because it's old, nobody produces them anymore, and you're limited by the OEM system, so you're gonna run same shape of pads and same size of rotors. What you're gonna spend? I think you're gonna spend around 300 to 400 euros for a whole set, and you get a better performance, but not too much. So the opposite side of the spectrum is a big brake kit. If you watch car-related content on YouTube like I do, there are people buying these kits and putting them on their cars and so on. What are these kits? So basically it consists in a very big caliper from a known producer like Brembo, like Wilwood. So you're gonna have this big caliper, which to get installed on your car needs a bracket, and a specific bracket to fit on your hub. Once you have those, you're gonna have access to bigger rotors and way better pads. This gives you the best braking upgrade you can have, but the cost is very huge too. So you're probably looking around 1,500 to 2,000 euros for a set, only for the front, and it's not over yet, because since you're running a bigger all-around system, you're not gonna able to fit them under 14-inch wheels. As you can see, I'm very close, even with stock calipers. Imagine getting bigger ones. So you're gonna have to change wheels, tires, and obviously your brake pump is not gonna work as well anymore, so you're gonna have a shitty pedal feel. You're gonna need to change that one too. So it brings even more costs. Obviously this way is the better one for improving your stopping power, but I'd say is kinda useless on a road-driven car like mine. Is more like a track-oriented stuff. In between these two routes, there is a third one, which is a hybrid, let's say. So this is the route I'm following, and you're gonna see me installing on the car. There are a few calipers out there that can fit under my wheels with little to none efforts. Some Honda ones like the CRX, the CRV like my daily, but I went for the Suzuki Swift Sport ones, which should be bolt-on. Once I have those installed, I'm gonna reuse my rotor, but I have more choice for pads. I have bigger pads, and I can use, let's say, performance pads, which should help. And since the cylinder in the caliper isn't too much bigger than the original one, I don't have to change my brake pump. So let's see what it is. These are the calipers I bought. They are from 2008, if I remember correctly. Swift Sport, which are the same on all the Swift, honestly, so you can buy whatever you want from that era, obviously. Now you see them red, but they are not like this. I bought them for cheap and refurbished them with the kit, so you have new cylinder, all the boots and everything. I give them a paint so they look a little bit better. These are calipers. You can find them from TRW, or Lucas, if I remember correctly. And these are the codes if you wanna see them for yourself. With them I choose some pads. I went with Ferrado ones. These are OEM like, so they are not too aggressive. There are a few ones out there which are more track oriented, but they dust a lot, and they are very squeaky. And dust on white wheels, yeah, you know, they get black in no time. And with them, even though I have semi-decent rotors, since I'm upgrading everything, I went with new disc as well. These are from Brembo's, a little bit dirty, but whatever. If you want the code of this one, here it is, there for the Swift GTI. So let me put them on and take out the old caliper, and let's do a comparison on the table. Here we are. I took off the caliper, the bracket, and the pads and the rotor, and the caliper is hanging here. This is the Goodrich braid line, and keeping it here because I want to install everything else before doing that, or it's gonna squirt oil, liquid all over the place. So here's the new bracket. Let's see if it fits right here. I hope so. Okay, I loosely mounted everything up how it should be. Now, before going even further, I wanna try put the wheel on and see if there is any contact or anything like that, because if I do everything else and the wheel doesn't spin freely over here, we're fucked and I have to do it over again. So I'm gonna take the wheel, put it on and see how it goes. Bolted the wheel up, should be alright. So we have plenty of room here, nothing to worry about. There's like 6 to 7 mil. There is more here, a little less here, but should be okay. The only thing that worries me is where I have these weights on the wheel. Let me see if they clear the caliper, because okay, should be alright. There's light between. Yeah, should be okay. They are very close, like 2 to 3 mil from this to that, but should be okay, I say. Yeah, that's the only issue. Okay, or maybe I can get flatter one, I don't know. And here is the full caliper installed. Let me turn it around a little. So new rotors, the full caliper brackets, etc. installed. New Ferroda pads. Everything went on pretty smoothly. With this rotor, I was worried that the pad wouldn't contact the disc completely, but once installed, let me turn it around a little. Fuck it. I don't know if you can see, but basically the pad sits all the way on top of the disc. I can't really show you guys, but I'm putting my finger right in there and the pad is right here. So all the surface of the pad is on the rotor. So this is good. Now this is moving because the piston need to come out a little, but seems alright. The piston is a little off the pad, but I think it's normal because the caliper is mounted correctly, so I think it should work like that. Let's go on the table and watch a little bit about the old and the new caliper with the pads and rotors. Here is the caliper comparison. As you can see, original one is Tokiko, mine new is TRW or Lucas. You can find even some market Lucas. This is bigger, wider, everything, and even put them side by side. As you can see, a lot more material in here. That's mainly because I think newer Suzuki Swift probably has wider discs. So yeah, bolt pattern is the same. Not that, but this one, I mean, for the brackets is literally the same. So it bolts straight on. And the other thing we may be interested in, we can try to measure the pistons in there. I don't know if you can see, but it's It's 50. It doesn't focus, but yeah, 50 millimeters. That one. This right here looks larger. I don't know. I'd say 50 something. There it is. I don't know if you can see, the camera won't focus, but it's 54, so a little bit bigger, not too much. So the master cylinder should be alright working with this one too. Cool. Then let's watch the pads, because the rotors are the same. These are the pads that were on. They are TRW, and they look wider, but yeah, I don't know, the surface is similar, I think, but it doesn't bite too much on the disc. It doesn't use all the surface. As you can see, there is all this lip which is darker, and that's where the pad isn't contacting it, while this one on the newer discs sits like that, and basically it uses all the surface of the disc, and it's, I don't know, if we measure it, it should be more friction on this surface than on this one. Not 100% sure, but looks like it. So yeah, newer discs are also plain, because I don't like drill, grooved, and all that kind of stuff. It's a road car, it's not a truck car. So yeah, okay, let's work on the other wheel too. Let's bleed the brake, and let me try the car on the street and see how it goes, or it stops. I just finished my test drive with the new brakes. First of all, I've gotta say I had some problems with the rear right caliper, because the nipple on the top was rounded, so I couldn't really bleed it. So yeah, we'll have to find a way to take it out and do something about it. I don't know, maybe I can just replace the caliper with the new one and fuck it. The front was alright. I had to bleed a little bit more this one, because it was full of bubbles, but I managed to do it after quite a while, gotta be honest. But I just had a 30-minute drive around the block, test the brakes, everything seems alright. I took my first 10 minutes just to break the brakes in and give it a harder time on the last 5 minutes just to try them. And I've gotta say, probably when I had my stock brakes, I had bubbles in the system, air in the system, because I remember the pedal to be very, very firm. Too firm, honestly. I had to look up after it before, but I never had time. So now the pedal is softer. The car, the initial bite of the brakes is similar. Gotta say, if you brake not too hard, the car stops almost identically as before, but if you press hard enough with your foot, now it brakes way more than before, and the brakes still need to brake in because it's 30 minutes. All in all, I think is a good upgrade for the Swift. Obviously you can use other calipers like CRX, like CRVs, but maybe these ones are the simplest and the cheapest, because I bought both calipers for around 50 to 60 euros, I don't remember correctly, and I had the refurbished kit for 20, so let's say 70 euros for the whole kit. Then I bought the pads that were like 40 to 45, and the rotors were like 50 for both. So you like get the whole set for 200 euros roughly. If you don't have braided lines, I'd suggest to get those two. They are getting kinda expensive, so you'll probably find them for 120, 150 euros. So it's not that cheap after all if you get the whole set, but I mean, if you have to do your brakes anyway, well, why not upgrade them? So yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's, I think, enough for today. The car is back in the garage, as you can see, sleeping until I take it out again. But yeah, the next video will be probably about refurbishing all the front end of the car, and I mean suspension wise. I got a whole lot of stuff back there with poly bushes, etc. I've got them also for the back, but it probably take more time because I found out something else while I was taking out the rear in the back, the wheels, pardon, in the back. So basically I found out the BC coilovers body, it just scratches on the body of the car. I don't know if I can put a picture on screen just to show you. I'll have to find out a solution for this too. I don't wanna hammer the body of the car because that sucks, but I'll probably ask someone else, other Swift GTI's owners, to see if this is my problem or is a common problem, how people usually fix this shit, because yeah, I don't like that banging noise from the back that I didn't know back then what it was, and now that I see the scratching, now I know what it is. So yeah, I don't know, I probably wait to refurbish the back suspension when I have a solution to that too, so I can do it all at once, not in 2 or 3 times like always. Oh yeah, it's all for today. See you on the next one. Bye bye guys. Ciao ciao.